The Galaxy S26 Ultra is getting closer to launch, and many people are already talking about it. Whenever someone mentions the best camera phones, Samsung's Ultra models are always part of the discussion. Every year, Samsung releases a phone that becomes a strong camera flagship. The S26 Ultra is expected to continue that reputation. But this year, Sony has made things more interesting. Sony is introducing a brand new camera sensor called the LYT-901. Because of this, many people are asking whether the Galaxy S26 Ultra will remain a powerful camera phone or if it will become just another premium device with average improvements. To understand this, we first need to look at the S26 Ultra's camera setup. Early leaks say Samsung will not make huge changes to the hardware compared to the S25 Ultra. However, there is one meaningful upgrade. The main camera is expected to get a wider aperture. The S25 Ultra had an f1.7 aperture, while the S26 Ultra is rumored to use a wider f1.4 aperture. This change may seem small, but it matters a lot in photography. Moving from f1.7 to f1.4 lets more light enter the camera, around half a stop more. That means the camera could receive roughly 50% more light. It's not double, but it is more than enough to make night photos look better. In low light, the camera should produce clearer images with less noise and fewer messy details. If Samsung keeps using the same 200-megapixel ISOCELL HP2 sensor, this wider aperture will help it perform better. Dark indoor photos or nighttime city shots could look brighter without needing heavy software processing. With more light, the camera can use a lower ISO, which helps reduce grain, or it can use a faster shutter speed, which helps avoid motion blur. Since the HP2 sensor uses small 0.6 micron pixels, every bit of light is important. The wider aperture will also affect how photos look. The subject in the picture will stand out more, and the background will look softer and blurrier. Portrait photos may feel more natural and more professional. Modern smartphones use AI to blur backgrounds, but optical blur from the lens always looks more realistic. Even simple, everyday photos might look more pleasing because of this change. While Samsung is working on small but meaningful improvements, Sony is taking a bold step. The company has introduced the LYT-901, its first 200-megapixel smartphone sensor. This sensor is stacked and sized at 31.2 inch. It is slightly smaller than Sony's mid-range LYT-900, but still much larger than most phone sensors. The LYT-901 has 0.7 micron pixels and uses Sony's quad-Bayer technology. This combines 16 small pixels into one bigger pixel for better performance in low light. It also uses AI processing to rebuild full details when zooming. Sony claims the sensor can take 200-megapixel RAW photos at 10 frames per second or 50-megapixel photos at 30 frames per second. It also promises strong HDR, better handling of highlights and shadows, and up to 4x high-quality crop zoom. The first phones expected to use this new sensor are the Oppo Find X9 Ultra and the Vivo X300 Ultra, most likely releasing around March to May 2026. These phones could become serious competitors to the Galaxy S26 Ultra, especially for people who care a lot about photography. Samsung will likely launch the S26 series earlier, around late January. Launching first can be an advantage, but it also means Samsung will be the first to face reviews and criticism. The phone may receive a lot of attention at launch, but once Sony's sensor arrives in other flagships, opinions could shift. Looking at the leaked camera setup, the S26 Ultra may not change much from the S25 Ultra. The 3x telephoto camera may go from 10 megapixels to 12 megapixels, which is a very small upgrade. Other lenses are expected to stay the same: a 50-megapixel ultrawide, a 50-megapixel flex periscope telephoto, a 12-megapixel front camera, and the 200-megapixel HP2 main sensor. The main difference is the wider f1.4 aperture. Sony's LYT-901, on the other hand, could set a new standard. If it performs as promised, it might deliver sharper details, better low-light performance, and zoom quality that beats today's best phones. Photography fans are eager to see real samples of this sensor. They want to know how it handles fast movement, daytime scenes, textures, and shadows. If Sony succeeds, it could push other brands, including Samsung, to rethink future camera plans. Still, the Galaxy S26 Ultra should not be underestimated. The S25 Ultra, which it is based on, is already known for excellent camera performance. You can see impressive results from it in many countries, including Japan. Smartphone cameras have already replaced many compact cameras, and Samsung's Ultra devices help make that happen. With its solid history, the S26 Ultra should still be a strong camera phone, even if it does not change much on the outside. The wider aperture alone could give it noticeable improvements in portraits and night shots. At the same time, Sony's new sensor will create fresh competition. Both companies are pushing camera technology forward, and that means better results for users. Whether the Galaxy S26 Ultra becomes a true camera monster or just a polished flagship will depend on how it performs in real-world use. But one thing is certain: 2026 will be a very exciting year for smartphone photography.